Depressed music! Oh Lord, Trauma made another one. DA got no hope!
Depression took it to 10.
Yo, Pierre, you wanna cry out here?
When I was a young boy,
I didn't become a little bit of a slag. I became a total slag.
Bird is the way. Well, don't you know about your bird? Well, he's gonna tell you about your bird.
फरवरी मार्च अप्रैल मई जुलाई सितंबर अक्टूबर नवंबर संडे मार्च अप्रैल मई जुलाई अक्टूबर जनवरी फरवरी.
You don't have future here. You don't have future. You can never make it. You're supposed to be a dinner man, serving dinner to the students in the secondary school. Because you cannot do basic 1+1. You are here breathing heavy like a dog. Think about your life. You are a failure. You are a failure. You can never make it. You know you cannot make it. You need to be cutting grass, making this place fresh for the actual footballers that want to use this place. You are tired, you are here. What have you done? Useless. Me with my pregnancy, I'm better than you. Idiot.
Give me wife, give me children, give me this, give me that. Kill my enemy, kill my enemy, kill my enemy. Give me, kill my enemy, give me. Anyone that doesn't want me to succeed, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Give me this, give me that. Kill my enemy, give me.
I don't accept handouts. I'm not someone who expects it. I'm not a woke person who expects everything given to me on a plate. I work for everything I've got. A gift, you say? What do you want in exchange? My PIN number or something? Ah, yes, of course. It's Christmas. I thought that had been banned and replaced with LGBTQ. I don't like the look of this little creep. He looks like he's about to sell me some vegan sausages. Okay, well, let's have a look what's inside of you. Probably an asylum seeker. Oh. A Toblerone. Foreign chocolate. Honey and almond. Milk chocolate not woke enough anymore. It's got some good weight to it, though. Yeah, you could really smack a wokey over the head with that. Woke ruining the country! Coming at me with your oat milk, you big woke bastard. Take that. What? What do you mean I'm scaring the children? Father Christmas is a socialist and I'd bash him over the head! Bet the bloody elves are on benefits as well. No, thank you, I don't...
I do not give a fuck. I really do not give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck and still don't give a fuck.
Out to the ladies. Beach settings, infinity. Okay, the birthday gang. Okay, Shannon. Out to Amber. Brother!
I am a money maker, and to the edge of a money maker. More one time, you're a money maker. If you're on this train, money maker. And to the air, money maker. More one time, money maker. On this thing, money maker. You see us terminal. You see me. You see me. I ain't watching you, I ain't watching her, I ain't watching him. I got to dance and bubble and sing. Terminal 4 with a terminal 3. Terminal 4 with a power goes. When you come to my house, just respect my house. Don't touch my house. Somebody out of the house. When you come to my house, just respect my house. Blood clot talk to them. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Hold on. Hold on. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, yeah. Play sleep, hold on. Play wiggy, hold on. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, yeah. Can I please have your attention? I said, this is the captain's weekend, and I'm in the terminal 4. Can I please have your attention? Early.
Merry Christmas to all. Christmas I come and me need some funds because all of me money done. Me can't buy no gift, don't ask me for shit. Me can't even drink no rum. My daughter want a Nike and my son want a bike, but watch how me pocket tight. Me can't burn no weed, no money for trees, but things will be alright. Look, me stick in a jam, can't buy no ham. Make it somebody to lend me a hand. This ain't no fair, people don't care. Family and friends don't give a damn. Giving them this, like giving them that. Give them a thing and they don't give it back. This is the truth, this is the fact. Bullets a bust on your head, I go crack. Christmas I come and me need some funds, cause all of me money done.
Yo. Been a hot girl from Paul's Boutique and a slick side part in my rolled up skirt. I pass round in no industry, your favorite MC gets swerved like Tub. There she thinks she can chat for me, you ain't even a freak, you're just a little dirt. Come against me, you must be absurd, like I'm the hottest chick in here, no jerk. Who better you for suck, your mother them coulda never reached Big B more thorough. I just wanna ball like I need more gala, or should I be a wife like I need a more seller? We were outside, you was not outside, you snapped the wheel, that is not your right. Said he wants me to be his ride or die, but I'm just a girl, I am not your wife. Raised in the era of Gully and Gaza, so you know me, I could just switch it, reverse and flip it. Thinks that she bad, them girl are just timid. I'm not just bad, me, I'm coming on wicked. But you knew that already. My friend them few, I don't roll with many. I don't trust nice man, but I still love Temmie. Just said hi and I gave him a nasty with it. I got crafty lips, where I fuck up the beat, I get archy with it. I can back my chat like yes, I said it. I got the juice, I'm too acidic. Why does my man think he's the shit? I've saved his name as weirdo, don't pick. He hits women, you call that a bitch. I'm real from my forehead down to my them girl have a new friend every week. I can't trust it if we ain't 10 years deep. I don't want your man, I heard is a creep. Them man, the pictures of fleet. Fine babes don't hate, and the hating bitches ain't fine. If he ain't giving me his die one time, I swear that nigga ain't mine. Trust me. Yo, I'm like, trust me. Yo, I'm live, and I just done did it. Do the dance, Mickey bounce with it. I'm live, and I just done did it. Do the dance, Mickey bounce with it. We're live, and we just done did it. Do the dance, Mickey bounce with it. We're live, and we just done did it. What? AG, Mickey bounce, Mickey bounce, Mickey bounce.
Yeah, got they in the Benz like Spraggle. One back of weed and Baba Clark grabber. One back I get like Shabba, lord. One back I get like get dagger, lord. Lick the gal live with the hammer, lord. Make the gal bar for them mama, lord. I make a rascal ball out, chacha. Walk on, you telling me? Yeah, man, it's up in this biatch. Biatch. Oh, hey, my bad about the Christmas party. It's gonna be a bit of a mad one still. Yeah, man, it wouldn't add me to the first stream still, yeah, so we had to restart, you get me? Cause you know we're born in the time of the Gali and the Gaza, so you had to flip it, reverse it, yeah, you mean? Alright, yeah, man, let me pick up the people them in the place. real quick. I was saying we got like about an hour and a half max here. You know, we're just wrapping up them shits now. And then we gotta get ready for tomorrow, innit? Yeah, let it play. Alright, so shout out there in the building. Number 1, old tight Louise Geffen. Well, go on, come on. Number 2, old tight Adam Smidit. Come on, like number 2. Man, like Wayman's World, you know. I want them feel like. Yo, old tight Danny with us. Oh, yo, wait. Actual, factual. Trust me, daddy. Old tight Shevite Jiggernaut. Got the gal in him art. Come on. Come on. Who else we got in there, man, like Jordan M, you know? Jeez. Well, God. What you telling me? Old tight Kaz the second. Man. I know it hurts. What? Oh, my diddy. Else we got in there. That never got a shout out. Old type man like Foster, you know. Well, go on. Yeah, man. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Who else is in there? Jafar the messenger. What? Yeah, mate. Trust me. Lick the gal them with the hammer, lad. Trust me. What you said? One back a gal like Shabba. You mean? Yeah, man. All right. So let's make them ball, man. Yeah. We gonna make them cry.
Right-wing parents say Christmas tradition that's timeless and blessed. Immigration is ruining this country. Dr. Hassan said not to get stressed. How can they then be one person? This pronoun stuff doesn't make sense to me. I was ranting about this to someone earlier. Can't remember who it was, but anyway, they agree. Back in our day, we didn't have mental health. Your generation's weak and too sensitive, see? We're mentally strong and emotionally stable. Everton just scored. I'm gonna smash the TV! The nanny state saying the over 70s need eye tests to drive my own car, and it's clear it's a load of work leftist snowflake nonsense. I can see perfectly. Mum, I'm over here. Drag queens in schools are dangerous and perverse. A bloke in a dress is never something I'll swallow. Now excuse me, I'm trying to watch Mrs. Brown's Boys. Oh, by the way, we're going to the Panto tomorrow. We know that you're vegan, but it's turkey for dinner. Veganism's unhealthy. We've done our own research. You shouldn't force your beliefs on anyone at Christmas. Anyway, get your coat on. We'll be late for church. Trying not.
Mad. How you mean? Come on. Hold tight there. Left wingers that I got a bad right wing family. Yeah, Christmas is gonna be bad still. Yeah, man. We got the Christmas gang that's late in though still, man. Come on. Oh my diddy. Trust me. Oh my days. Alright. Mad. Alright, so look, we're gonna wrap up 2024, yeah? Yeah, so alright, let's hit on the high notes then.
Easiest discoveries we made in 2024. Starting in England, where amateur archaeologists unearthed one of the largest Roman dodecahedrons ever found. Till this day, though, what they were used for still remains a mystery. In Iran, they discovered the world's oldest lipstick, dating back 4,000 years. An Italian junk dealer discovered that the old painting he had hung up at his family-owned restaurant was actually an original Picasso, now worth over $6.6 million. In Botswana, the world's second largest diamond ever was unearthed, and we were gifted with this clip. What? Back to Earth, a scientific expedition in Peru discovered 27 new species, including an amphibious mouse and a blob-headed fish. Scientists discovered an association between low testosterone and high anxiety. Japan discovered the skeleton panda sea squirt, which, for such a random name, is somehow the perfect description. And how could we forget? The evolution of life on Earth and even space was thrown into question after the discovery of dark oxygen on the floor of the Pacific Ocean. These are the craziest discoveries we made in 2024. Starting in England, where amateur archaeologists unearthed one of the largest...
Mad. Yeah, man, so... You see how we was telling you how when it comes to measuring science, it's on probabilities, right? So then we give you 100% in it. what's most probable likely to be the answer. So there's more times why we can bust up the religious dons, because they just got one strict answer to every question. Oh man. Yeah, but yeah. All right. Who else we got? Yeah, so you know what I noticed here? We got a lot of people that are AFD supporters in the UK. That's a mad thing still. So you man support the AFD, yeah? I'll see you what actually, yeah. Let's do a quick little check in the chat, yeah. Press 1 if you support the AFD. So that's press 1 if you support the AFD. Press 2 if you don't support the AFD. Jeez, my favourite lunatic, you know, man like Banks is in the building. Jeez. Oh God, what's going on? So press 1 if you support the AFD. 2 if you don't support the AFD. Yeah. Mad. Yeah. Can we have 3? What the fuck is the AFD? AFD's a right-wing party in Germany. You'll find out who they are in a sec. But as you don't know who they are, you could abstain from the vote. AFD, yeah? Nah, it's not Merkel. Angela Merkel's party ain't AFD. Because Angela Merkel would have a heart attack if you mistake her for an AFD candidate. She would have a bomba clot heart attack, cuz. Yeah. Yeah, I see a couple people saying they support AFD. You know what's funny, yeah? All the people that are saying that they would support AFD, yeah, are the same people that would try to tell us that they was against the Nazis. They're the same group that would try to tell us they was against the Nazis, and they would have been brown shirts and all them guys there. You get me? Mad. All right, God, man. Let it play.
Musk is endorsing the AFD in Germany. And since I'm a German citizen and this used to be my main English channel, I want to educate you why this is a catastrophic thing to happen. In the media, you probably have heard that the AFD is a right-wing extremist party. And I know a bunch of you think like, oh, everything is right-wing extremist nowadays. But let me give you a few quotes of actual politicians and their employees to give you a picture how dangerous this party really is. Let's dive right in, shall we? Let's start with a banger, and yes, this is a quote. I would not judge anyone who sets an asylum seeker's home on fire. I do want a civil war with millions of dead people. Women, children, I don't care. I just hope that happens on a protest against right-wing people so I can use a weapon. I do want to laugh and piss on their graves. Then he raised his hands and did the special greeting. Another one from the same.
All right, let me pause it there, yeah? Got him. Oh, my days. Yeah, man. So, yo, know what's mad, yeah? The AFD are the basically next generation of the Nazi party. Yeah, that would be Adolf Hitler's actual party. And these men have dared to come out in open public and tell us that they support this party. Mad. Oh my days, I can't believe it. Right, you lot are finished. Yeah, wallahi, you're finished. Oh my diddy. Oh my days. Oh, that was so bad. Got him.
Gentlemen, we have so many migrants in this country that the Holocaust would be justified. Let's give you another one of the key
Whoa, yeah, that was a AFD candidate, like one of the people that want to be a politician and shit, saying that there should be another Holocaust. God damn. That's who you support, yeah? But oh my days. You're not finished, man. You're not out here. You're finished, cuz. You got so far right. Listen, you're goose stepping around your kitchen and that. You're going mad. I can't believe I got you lot so easy. That was so fucking easy. Oh my days. Let it play.
People in this party. One of the major issues we have is that Hitler gets portrayed as this absolute evil. Let's give you another banger. This was in context of...
Whoa, yeah, that. You heard that, right? You heard that, right? Yeah. One of the people them support Schmittler, saying that, yo, why do the people them look at him as this evil guy? But, I don't know. Can anyone in the chat tell me why people look at Adolf Hitler as an evil guy? Mad. This is so... Hey, listen. It's true what they keep saying about you, like, far right dons, man. You man are so dense. Yeah, that it's just easy to just slap you like about, cause oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe these men have openly come out and told us that they support the AFD, which is... Google it right now, yeah? Don't let me tell you. Google it right now and find out if the AFD party are the closest thing to Adolf Schmittler's party out there. One of the, I think the founder's like a granddaughter of a Nazi. The founder is a granddaughter of a bomber clock Nazi. And these men support it. Oh my days. Like, you know what, guys? I think the party's over already. Like, how long we been in? 20 minutes. Yeah, like the fucking intro was like 18 minutes or something like that. In like less than 10 minutes and you're finished already. God damn. Oh man. Oh my god. Like this is too easy. Like I'm just... Listen, I'll tell you what, yeah, from next year I'm not even debating no more in it. Yeah, I'm like, it's just fucking too easy, cuz. Oh my god.
discussing homosexuality. Whoever expresses that freely in some countries gets to go to jail. We should do the same in Germany. That sounds bad enough, but you might think, you know what, I'm not a migrant, it doesn't affect me. Well, you're wrong. One of the people who is behind all their media strategies said on Twitter that he wants to force German women into giving birth to get rid of the declining birth rate in case we...
Yeah, nah. Oh my god. Yo. You man are done. It's crazy still. It's mad. I can't believe it, fam. This guy, hey, that's how you know. Yeah. We're living in Uno reverse season, yeah, where the lunatics think they're sane and the sane think they're lunatics. This is mad. Oh my days. Yo. So imagine that. Wendy would have supported Hitler. God damn. God damn. Imagine all these years of talking all this army talk. Army, my army, me army. Yeah. My army. You know what I'm saying? That's what you supported the AFD. Oh my god. Yo, I can't believe it, fam. I can believe it. Like, 'cause obviously, I do use a lot of lunatics anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like, I can't believe it. What I can't believe was that it was this easy. Like I just said, like, press 1 in the chat if you support AFD, the schmartzy party. Oh, man. Oh my god. Yo, this is a wrap, fam. Early. This is early. Oh my days. Lord of mercy. Mad. I'll tell you what I'll do, yeah. Let me play the rest of that here so I can find something that links them to the schmartsies. Yeah?
Don't have migrants. And he also said that women are property of the state, so therefore it should be legal to do so if we just tweak our constitution a tiny little bit. Now you hopefully got a glimpse as of why it's so dangerous that Elon Musk endorsed this party. You got a little bit more context, and also the reason why I don't post on this channel anymore, because my main focus is educating people in Germany to not fall for their propaganda, and I use every waking minute that I don't have to work to do exactly that, but in German, to prevent this outcome. Bye.
Yo, just type in AFD Nazi links, yeah, and there's like about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different stories of these men being linked to schmartsies. Oh my god. Oh, Lord of mercy, this is, oh my god. Like, trust me, cuz. Yeah, man. Like, the competition's just dead nowadays, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? The competition's just dead nowadays. All right. So the stories don't make it facts, nah? Okay. Mad. Let me find it. There we go. Reuters. Hey, what? One sec here. So wait, you man take Reuters as a genuine fact check source, yeah? Huh? Is Reuters a genuine fact check source? Let me know. Let me know. Listen, Elron's AFD, bruv. Ralph Right Reaction's AFD. Before you lot started supporting AFD, they was on here telling us about AFD. That's why you lot spazzes, cuz you just learnt about AFD yesterday. They told us about AFD in season 1 when we was debating against Right Reaction, when you lot were typing 14 in the chat like little spazzes. Is it AFD? Oh my god. Yeah, man. Yo, imagine these spastics really think that the AFD is nothing to do with the schmartsies. I can't believe it, cuz high level spazzes. Reuters peddles fake news. Hey. Garden, name me a source that you lot would take as a credible source. Yeah. Name me a source that you lot would take as a credible source. Mad. Alright, let me find it real quick. Hold on. Oh my god. Like, yo, hey, listen. Do you know? Oh my god. Just tell me a source that you lot take as credible. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Kimmy. Merry Christmas. Oh my days. Yo, I ain't even started drinking yet. Okay, you know. family man, working for the children. I am a family man. Hey, where's my other smoke on, man? There you go. See it there? See him there? Oh, you know what that's the sound of, though, right? Wrapping paper. Yummy. Yo, them man only take GB News as a incredible source. Oh, shit. Oh my days. Yeah, but that lady was a German. That lady's a German citizen. You fucking mong. Like, you're a flipping wheelchair bound idiot inside your ass. What you think, you gonna have more information than this means? The fuck out of here, man. The fuck out of here. Hey, you're lucky I'm just on my phone right now, yeah. I would have shared the screen quickly on all the different websites that's got these AFD as straight schmarties. Yeah, it's mad still. This is the German historian, you know. Oh my days. I can't believe it. Yeah. Alright, AFD Nazi links. German far right, AFD in disarray after Nazi remark. Before I declare someone a criminal, I want to know what he did. The SS or the Schultz of Staffel were a Nazi military act in the 1930s. Mad. Germany's far-right AFD to expel members over links to militant groups. Wardell and Tripella, is it Chirapella? The AFD stands for Liberal Democrat Order, has nothing to do with the white supremacist group. AFD, how right-wing a nationalist alternative for Germany. Picking up the same theme, Alexander Gulen trivialized the Nazis' area as just a speck of muck in 1,000 years of success. One politician said North Africans have low IQ. Sells merchandise featuring Nazi and KKK motifs. Yo, listen, there's like literally story after story of AFD. I'll tell you what, yeah, let's get that one because that sounds juicy still. That's juicy still. In recent discussion by East German District Council Sonberg about getting refugees into work, Roland Schlewy of the far-right alternative for Germany, AFD, said demanding jobs could not be given to North Africans because they have a low IQ. Despite the remarks recorded in transcript obtained by Reuters, Schlewy was re-elected to Sonberg's council on Sunday. AFD won 26% of the vote across the state, up 8 points from 2009. Let me just check if I'm still on the panel. You can hear me, yeah? Could you hear what I was saying? Yo, could you hear what I was saying? Could you hear what I was reading? No way, this. 1 sec. Let me just get this, cuz. Oh, mate. Yeah, no, man. I have to share a screen, man, because... Oh, you can hear me, yeah? You should have said no. You should have said no, cuz... Oh, man. Mad. Yeah, man. So, you lot are out here supporting schmartsies and that. Yeah. Well, you lot are out here supporting schmartsies and that. Yeah, These lot are going mad. These lot are going mad. Okay, let me get back to the writers page then. Mad. What do you say about the North Africans there? Hey, despite remarks recorded in transcript obtained by Reuters, Royley was re-elected to Sonberg's council on Sunday. The AFD won 20% of the vote across Thuringia, up 8 points from 2019. In neighbouring Hildensburg, Hausen, a man who sells merchandise featuring Nazi and Ku Klux Klan motifs won 25% and now is to run to become the district administrator. Such events were for decades unthinkable in Germany, in a Germany so traumatized by the Nazi era that it installed checks and balances to prevent right-wing extremists taking over ever again. But with the national election next year, AFD polling in the second round at 16%, it must face the fact that the right-wing extremists is now widely accepted in the poorer regions such as Thuringia, changing the shape of the politics in West Germany too. Damn. Interviews with dozens of local politicians, as well as the political analysts and the top intelligence official, shows a discourse of extremism in Thuringia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's being normalized and fomenting anger towards certain groups of society, like refugees and climate activists. The AFD portrays itself as the target of complicit, self-serving establishment that it stands ready to sweep away. In its heartland, the formerly communist East Germany, incomes are low, mainstream parties are less rooted, and democracy is only 3 decades old. The party is suspected of extremism by the BFV, Domestic Intelligence Agency, at national level and certified as such in Thuringia. Its national surge over a past year, helped by the cost of living crisis, has been dented only by a string of scandals. It made gains on Sunday in districts and council in Thuringia and reached June 9 runoffs for governing posts in 9 districts. There are incrementally conquering lower levels, conquering spaces, said political scientist Orville Mbeshi at the University of Bochum. And this is possibly because in some regions now people feel freer to support the AFD openly. As well as rejecting immigration, the AFD is an aggressive opponent of green measures to cut fossil fuel emissions, an issue that has spurred on the farmers' protests across Germany and Europe. Nazi-type language no longer taboo. Stephen Kramer, head of Thuringia's Domestic Intelligence Agency, said normalizing the discourse of extremism, defending attacks of democratic basis on Germany's constitution. This leads to further disinhibition and radicalization in parts of population, he told Reuters. Everyday actions are becoming increasingly aggressive. Marcel Rochaud, 44, the bar owner of Sonberg, said the AFD city councillor once toasted a friend with the Nazi grease in Sieg Heil, Hail Victory. The council, yo, are you okay? Like you didn't. None of you didn't read this before. You said, I support the AFD. I support the AFD. You didn't read it before. He's like a mad still, but got him. Yo, this is crazy. 10 years ago, you might have heard these kind of greetings in someone's garage, but not in public like now. The AFD has not made it into state or federal government, as other parties refuse to refused to form a coalition with them. But it leads surveys ahead 3 Eastern Regional Assemblies elections in September. Thuringia, it may not be able to govern afterwards, but already in Thuringia, opposition parties have passed laws with AFD support. Nationwide, the AFD has little chance of attaining power next year, but its role in eroding the vote of traditional parties is set to promote more stained and ultimately unpopular alliances with unlikely bedfellows, such as Chancellor Olaf Scholz's current Social Democrat Liberal Green coalition. Just as in Kramer's words, hate and agitation dominate in the political crime of discussion. The enemies of democracy are using their democratic rights in the parliaments to delegitimize and destabilize the state by deliberately destroying trust in democracy and its institutions, he said. Germans are often nervously invoke the rise of the Nazis in the week interwar Weimar Republic. After a humiliating defeat, the German Reich in the World War I and the Great Depression. Yeah, because it's like the same sort of times are happening now, right? People are going through hard times. There's these new groups that are being publicized as the issues to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn. Yo, I can't believe it, fam. And you man actually support this. Kramer said today's Germany is much more robust democratic tradition, but there are parallels in the current discontent and erosion of faith in democracy. Racist insults and violence on the rise. German authorities are supposed to vet candidates for extremisms, yet critics are saying they are failing, perhaps because they are complicit, lack resources, fear retaliation, or morally because they are themselves increasingly right wing. Should say increasingly more. That's why it's making me start. It's missed something there still. Robert Sesselman passed his democracy check last year after being elected to district administrator in Salzburg with 53%, even though Thuringia's BFV delivered a 10-page dossier on him. So the BFV is like the secret services, like MI5 in the UK. So for the people in the chat that were saying, oh, but there ain't no historians or no so-and-sos made no comments about him, do you accept the German secret services have claimed that these guys are dangerous and are actually Nazis? Huh? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man, it is Christmas. Man, this is like a flipping right-wing bonfire right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Oh, man. It was the first time AFD had won a governing post. Once in office, he tried to cut funds for civic education projects, including trips for teenagers to the Nazi concentration camps at Buchenwald. 4 councillors told Reuters Sesselman and its district's operational services, in particular, are being scrutinised due to the budget consolidation. In a speech at an AFD event last October, recorded and posted on Facebook, he said, refugees habitually turn to drug dealing or other illegal businesses when given cash, so should only get material support instead. He said it hurt him to spend funds on health because it was not going to our people, but to refugees who had no health insurance. Some rhetoric has made life hard for Salzburg's refugees. Such rhetoric has made life hard for Salzburg's refugees. Ukrainian refugee Irina Holovenko said her daughter has been bullied at school and added, I was walking down the street when someone just stuck their middle finger up at me and told me to go back to my country. Yeah, see, that's what. Yeah, you see, like it's not just the like your favorite migrants that you want to attack that they're attacking. Yeah, they're on to everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're on to everyone, fam. So yeah, all you AFD supporters are brazy, cuz. Then I was at a hospital. People were asking why Ukrainians are always sick and needing treatment. Mad. Last year, Sonsberg recorded 20 incidents of right-wing violence, including on refugee shelters against 4 in 2022. According to rights group Ezra and Hindi Buetna, former councillor for the Greens in Sonsberg, said a note was pushed through her door, calling her a dirty green swine. They're onto it. Many people are being put off political activity. Thuringia Greens chief Max Reshke said. Mainstream parties are struggling to engage younger people. Fielded fewer candidates in Thuringia's local election in this year than in 2019. Meanwhile, the AFD, only 11 years old, has been expanding, fielding 44% more candidates. It sounded like moving like the Reform Party in the UK, I lie. God damn, but I think they're a little bit more extreme than the Reform still, but Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Bad. We are seeing a clear out of establishment political culture, and political scientist Lembichi, said political science is Lembichi. Meanwhile, the AFD doesn't face much stigma anymore, and is filling the void. All right, I think that was the end of that story there. Yeah, man. So the actual German secret police are onto these people also, producing reports about these people and saying that these men are Nazis or very close to. Yeah, and you support them because you lot are mad, and you dare to call yourself a patriot or something like that as well. Like you're actually supporting the people that was on the same side as Schmeider or Schmittler. They would actually be bombing your country right now. You see this place that you're trying to say that you're a patriot of, these people would be bombing that place right now. Yeah, this is crazy. I can't believe it, fam. I cannot believe it. Mad. Crazy, cuz. It's crazy. Oh shit. Hey, babes, man. Oh shit. Yeah, obviously my wife left me in it, man. So obviously you shouldn't hear her speaking in the background or nothing like that. You know what I mean? You shouldn't hear her speaking in the background or nothing like that. God damn. Bro, you man okay? I ain't even had one beer yet, bro. Like, you man are just getting slapped to pieces. Fucking headlock, pole drive, the body fucking... Is it body slam, DDT, all that, cuz, mad. Right now, I'm sipping on a Monster. Yeah? You get me? You get me? I'm a motherfucking monster. Oh, you know what's dope, yeah? Man, I got more flavors than fucking California right now. You get me, cuz? Bad. All right. So let's move on to the next one, bud. Yeah. Yo, I'm tired of bullying these lots, man. It's too easy. It's too easy, cuz it's like that's why Jones don't jump on no more. He's like, cuz, come on. You're gonna get a couple man to try to challenge the brain cells or something like that. Mad. Trust me. Oh, mate. Was it Sasquatch, Guru, Goblin? What they got all happen? I hold on a sec. Hold on. Alright, yeah, we're back in the game.
Seen hundreds of missiles launched towards highly populated areas.
Disgusting.
In Lebanon, Israeli missiles.
Disgustingly necessary.
Additionally, fighting on the ground has already caused deaths of 300 people who were believed to be Lebanese civilians.
Collateral is part of war, and we need to accept that.
But turned out to be Israeli forces.
Except that it is unacceptable.
Most recently, reporters witnessed the death of a half Israeli, half Lebanese man.
Sorry, I'm just trying to work out if that is evil or self-defense. Where was he when this happened? Yeah.
Exactly on the border between Israel and Lebanon.
Ooh. Wow, okay. Do we know how he was killed?
He was struck by part of a Lebanese shell.
Ah, so it was a violent, brutal...
That had become wedged in an Israeli missile.
Ooh. Really struggling with this one. How brown was he?
Just seen hundreds.
Cuz like you guy, Nixie, your guy, mad cuz man, behave yourself, man. You're alright, fam. You're the one that needs speaking to, cuz. I want them feel like mad. Cause you cleaned up. Velly. Something on the right. Babs is. Oh, come on, man. Hey, use lots, man. Stop bringing me flipping. Is it PIP candidates? Flipping dumb thoughts. Who cares about this fucking PIP claimant, man? The fuck? Allow it, fam. You're right, brother. Stop that, man.
To France. Trump pardoned a family member and then named him ambassador to France. A man who has no qualifications whatsoever to be America's ambassador to France. The Surgeon General Trump just announced. She is a random doctor from the Fox News channel who has her own celebrity line of vitamins. She has no apparent qualifications for being Surgeon General at all, other than the fact that she's a doctor. And she's the sister-in-law of the guy who he just named to be National Security Advisor. So sure, obviously, why not? The guy he's just named to lead the...
Are you alright, cuz? Do you know how long ago we knew about the AFD? Are you mad? Like, you just came around yesterday, cuz, bro. You can't tell us about what we don't know about, what we know about, fam. Like I keep trying to tell you, fam, yeah? Right Reaction Ralph was an AFD supporter back in the day. Elron was a loud and proud AFD supporter. And a proud schmartzy. Yeah? A proud one. He's not. You see these right wingers that's in the chat, yeah, the far right tiptoers, yeah, that just want to roll their trousers up and dip in the shallow end. Nah, man, these man dived into the deep end, innit? Yeah, they were told, yes, I'm racist. Yes, I'm so and so. Straight, sir. For you making accusations about telling Ralph he's racist, he's just gonna laugh at you. You ain't gonna give a fuck about that, cuz. You lot care about that, though. If I call you a racist, like, one of you are gonna get in your fucking knickers for a month. Do you know what I'm saying? Bleeding for a year and shit. Oh, you called me a racist. When you said racist shit. He's not okay. Mad. Hey, listen, man. Tell us about what we know, what we don't know, cuz, man. Right. We talked to the far right people that weren't cowards, that weren't hiding and weren't pretending to half step and say so and so. Yeah, they said it in public, innit? Yeah. Remember, Ralph had you man typing 14. Elron was there saying, "Yo, certain things you can only talk about on British YouTube because you will go to jail in Germany if he says he supports some of these shits." Get out of here, man. Tell them about research, man. Come on, man. We've been doing this for long, you know. Trust me. Or just for 1 second or 1 minute, you know. Yeah, we've been there for years now, cuz. You get me? Yeah. Hey, listen. Yeah, man of the pagan for years that has run away now. Yeah. Because all the different angles that these pagans have been trying to flipping attack the points that the same points that we've been making from the start till now. Yeah. That now you lot just realize like it's some new points that we're making now. Yeah. Rewind the tape and you can see the same points have been made. Yeah. From then till now. Mad. But anyway. Letteth playeth.
The Navy has zero experience with the U.S. Navy or with literally anything having to do with any part of the United States military. But the guy did hold a $12 million fundraiser for Trump at his multi-million-dollar home, which famously features a mirrored floor. So, you can see up people's skirts while they're standing in the living room at the fundraiser. You think I'm kidding? Look it up. Trump named someone who the U.S. government once felt the need to put on a terrorism watch list to be the new director of national intelligence. He named an accused child sex trafficker to be attorney general. He named an HHS secretary who says heroin helps him read better and Wi-Fi gives you leaky brain. And I'm just going to mention this one more time. He named his convicted felon relative to be our nation's ambassador in Paris. Maybe his French is excellent. I don't know. But yes, tell me more about how outraged we all are about President Biden's pardon for his son. Trump pardon.
I lie. Yo, all them different pardons there. Yo, I did a fucking video on TikTok about that. Yeah, a list of about fucking 200 pardons that Donald Trump's given. Yeah, these men are just barling about my man pardoning his son. Like you wouldn't pardon your son. Who wouldn't pardon their son? Huh? The hell's going on? Because he's not so weird. Oh man. Oh man. Man. Oh my god. Yo. Ralph is still shuffling Braden. Yo, these times here, Ralph and Braden sniffing packets, sniffing fucking Stella in Speaker's Corner, trying to tell man about fucking AFD's taking over and shit. You okay? Yo, you want to talk about great that like research, man? Shit, yeah, that's right. Yo, when we spoke, you know who we spoke to? We spoke to the mayor, to the governor, to the motherfucking president, and then we spoke to the BFV. You get me? And the police. The motherfucking, yeah, are you mad? The motherfucking congressman. Alright, yo. Hey, stop it, man. Stop it. Calm down. Alright.
2010, the Conservative coalition entered government against a backdrop of a great financial crisis, which had sent the pound tumbling, a deep recession, and record government deficits. Cameron and Osborne blamed the crisis on high debt and wasted no time in imposing austerity on the economy. Yet 14 years after the start of austerity, government debt has increased from 65 to 98% of GDP, and the economy has seen the worst growth since the Great Depression.
Hey, where the fuck is JB? Hey, JB. Hey, JB. The one that keeps telling me that there weren't no such thing as austerity. But the charts don't lie in it, man. Men lie, women lie, charts don't, innit? Yeah? Let it play. Wait, hold on. Before we let it play, yeah, remember I did tell you about the increase in the government debt. He said from 65% to 95%. So austerity didn't help us pay off no debts. It increased our debt. Yeah? All right, God, let it play.
Low economic growth has caused a crisis in public services with record NHS waiting lists. But is this economic malaise due to bad luck and external shocks, or is it due to a series of bad policy decisions? Back in May 2010, the outgoing Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Liam Byrne, left a note saying, "I'm afraid there's no money." It was supposed to be a bit of dark humour, a private joke, but it was seized on by George Osborne, who claimed the necessity of cutting government spending. Osborne also cited the work of Rogoff and Reinhardt, who claimed that high debt led to lower economic growth. This was a very influential paper which was behind a lot of the austerity of the 2010s. But
Alright, so that paper was, as we say in the YouTube streets, debunked. That paper was disqualified because the person, no one cross-examined the results. Someone's actually gone through, I think it's like a Harvard or one of them top Ivy League school students. They've gone through it and then it's been cross-examined and blah, 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 this, that and the other, and it's shown obviously austerity doesn't work. You know what I mean? And we paid the price for that still. Yeah, let it play us.
First problem with austerity is that link between debt and growth was a mirage. The Rogoff paper was later discredited, and in the aftermath of the Great Recession, private investment was very weak. Government austerity, on top of this, pushed the economy into a prolonged stagnation, leading to low growth, low tax revenues, low wage growth. Now, at this point, the government could claim that compared to many European countries, the UK economy did okay. Growth rates aren't too bad. But it is worth bearing in mind a couple of things. Firstly, the euro debt crisis of 2012 did push many European economies into a severe austerity. Living standards in places like Italy and Greece fell quite a lot. But secondly, real GDP statistics can be somewhat misleading. A big factor behind the UK's growth in recent decade has been rising population. High levels of net migration have pushed the population up, causing higher real GDP. But if we look beyond the population, we can see that real GDP per capita is much weaker, barely growing at all, still lower than...
Yeah, obviously, as you know, well, I don't know, a lot of you might not know. I know some of you ain't in full-time employment or whatever. You might be self-employed or whatnot, but wages have been stagnant in the public sector and even the private sector for quite a bit. While inflation's been rising, the tax rate hasn't risen, so it still slaps you. If you get a pay rise to a certain amount, then you still end up paying a bit more, but without, it seems like you're not earning more. You get me? You're just losing more in tax. It's going mad. Yeah. It's crazy still, but anyway, my God.
Pre-COVID. Now in 2010s, the UK actually avoided the Euro straitjacket, which imposed a lot of constraints on countries like Italy and Greece. The UK had the freedom to pursue its own economic policy. In fact, the government were helped by the Bank of England literally creating money and buying bonds. Inflation was low, interest rates were low, and it was very easy to borrow. Now, some might claim there's no alternative to austerity. Without spending cuts, bond yields would have soared, markets would have lost confidence. But this is dubious. In the 2010s, inflation was low, interest rates were low. So I'm quite happy to buy government bonds. But what austerity did is to store up problems in the long term. ironically proving quite costly to society and the government. One of the hardest hit sectors of austerity was justice and prisons. It's led to overcrowding, prisoners have been forced to release early, and a backlog of court cases. Another target.
Like, everyone knows the effects of that, right? Because people are barling about Keir Starmer having to release prisoners early, and these other dons that actually pleaded guilty to a custodial sentences have ended up having to go to jail. So, like, that's one of the effects you can't deny. Yeah, because half of you man in the chat have been barling about every time. Oh, toe take care, free care is doing this, that, and the other. Yeah, care. All that shit, you know what I mean? Like, but let it play it. You know what I mean? Oh.
Target of austerity was local councils. Housing investment, for example, was cut significantly, which has led to a growing shortage of new builds. And ironically, housing wealth was one of the few things to really do well in the past decade or so. Low interest rates and a shortage of supply caused prices and rents to soar, leading to those without housing wealth facing much higher housing costs. But rather than trying to address the underlying issue like a shortage of supply in key areas, a government policy response was Help to Buy, enabling young people to borrow more to get on the property ladder. But this merely pushed up prices even more, and it was kind of like a short-term sticking plaster fix. Cuts in the housing sector are one example of what you might call self-defeating austerity, with the housing crisis imposing severe costs on society, such as housing benefit costs the government $25 billion a year, rise in homelessness rates, one of the worst in the OECD. Now, it is important to stress the housing crisis has many causes. Low interest rates, shortage of supply. The difficulty in building houses goes back to the 1980s, when we started to sell off social housing too. But even...
Alright, pause it there. Because, you know, a lot of these right-wing lunatics like to start at 97. It's not from 1997 when Tony Blair opened the floodgates. Yeah. Like, we told you it's from in the 70s they stopped building. So in the 80s it's flatline, and then from then till lately they've only just started building again. So if they're not building enough properties for the people that live in the place, what's gonna happen? Yeah, there's been a select few people that have benefited from it. We say a generation, Randy's generation, and all them lots, like, because Mandem was able to get houses for mad low P. Yeah, and some of them houses have ended up being like £1 million houses or close to. You hear me? You hear me? Let it play.
So, the 2010s was something of a missed opportunity, with even modest government targets frequently missed. Now, by 2016, the worst of the austerity was over, but the next big impact on the economy was a Brexit referendum and the later decision to go for a hard Brexit of leaving the single market and customs union. Now, whilst there were many external shocks outside the government's control, Brexit was entirely driven by government policy. The process created a lot of uncertainty, leading to a fall in business investment growth, leaving the UK with the lowest rates of investment in the G7 and much far behind other peers. And this has been a big problem for the economy in terms of...
Hey, pause. You see that? You see that? Man. Look at the graph. You're having a fucking laugh, mate. Yeah, you're not even looking at the graph, mate. Yeah, you're having a giraffe, but you're having a 2 in the bath, mate. Yeah. Numbers don't lie, though, innit, man? So shut up, man. Let it play.
Low productivity growth, one of the driving forces of the economy. Now, the new trading arrangements have seen rising costs, trade barriers and new regulations. Unsurprisingly, exports of goods to Europe has fallen since 2016. And even this year, firms importing perishable food are seeing rising costs. Now, various estimates for the economic cost of Brexit range from around 4% of GDP to 5% of GDP. NIESR estimate the cumulative cost of Brexit to the average person will be £2,300 by 2035.
Yeah. All the serious people know Brexit was shit. You know what I'm saying? All the serious people know Brexit was shit, cuz, and didn't help us do shit. Like you're saying on there, like by 2035, if things carry on the way they're going right now, we're on average to be over 2 bags 300 per household lost per capita. Oh man. Oh man.
Brexit didn't cause a sharp fall in GDP. There was no Brexit recession or anything like that. It was more of a slow puncture to the economy. Growth rate been around 0.2% per year less than otherwise, which is not particularly noticeable. But after 15-20 years, that accumulates to quite a large per capita cost, a large loss of tax revenue.
Yeah. You see that there? You see what happened there? Yeah, you see the sharp recovery. Yeah, it's a big loss than the sharp recovery. Might be a better loss strategy than the slow drip of losses over time. You know what I mean? Because that takes a dent on the PIP, like the private pension and the ISA. I hope you guys have got a stocks and shares ISA in it. It's not too late to start in it, man. But obviously you're gonna have to put a decent amount away in it. You know what I mean? But boy. Yeah, man. So you know what's crazy? Yeah, listen, yeah. If none of you have got no savings, you don't own no properties or have no business that you can sell on or that can fund your lifestyle when you're in retirement mode or whatever, then you will be relying on state pension and whatever savings that you've managed to scrape together through your lifetime to sustain you for that time there. So, yo, all this barling about how you want the country to reduce in size and so and so, that's going to have a knock-on effect on your pocket when you're at state pension age. You need this shit to be sorted out properly, cuz, rather than just sticking plasters on leak. You can't put a plaster on a leak, cuz. Yeah, do you know what, actually, yeah, we're going to have to scratch that saying right now, because they have made some new plasters for leaks where it's literally you can stick it over the leak and it stops leaking, innit? Yeah, so that saying might be gone right now. Yeah, we're gonna come with a new one still. Like, you know, it's like prevention's better than cure, innit? Yeah, prevention's better than cure all day. Like, yo, that's why services matter, innit? Getting your vehicle serviced, having your boiler serviced. You know what I mean? So, right, man. Let it live.
Also, Brexit and the whole process did take up a lot of government energy. There was little room for other policies which may have been more beneficial to dealing with the productivity problem. Now, there were alternatives to the hard Brexit. In the referendum, many suggested you could leave the EU but retain the benefits of a single market. The customs union was barely mentioned. But government policies were definitely a key factor in pushing the economy to a harder Brexit, which has imposed costs to trade and has led to a decline in the UK's trading density.
Oh, come all ye peckers.
One of the driving forces behind Brexit was the high levels of net migration from Eastern Europe in the run-up to the referendum. Now, ironically, post-Brexit, net migration from non-EU countries has soared, reaching a record of over 700,000 a year. This was driven by work visas, student visas, and also a high percentage of family members coming over too. And despite these high levels of migration, a significant constraint to economic growth in recent years has been a shortage of workers. There's been a decline in labour market participation, a rise in long-term sickness. Now, it's true that many of the reasons of this are quite complex and beyond government policy, such as rise in long COVID, etc. Nevertheless, it is a concern. Little's been done about it, and the high waiting lists and difficulty seeing a doctor definitely don't help. Now, if Brexit was entirely a self-inflicted choice, COVID was entirely beyond any government's control. It caused the government to adopt much greater levels of state intervention, with a furlough scheme that supported workers during lockdown. The government spent between 300 and 400 billion pounds on state support during COVID, causing national debt to rise. So you've got to be careful that rising debt isn't necessarily a failure of the government. It was desirable that we kept the economy going during this difficult time. Now, whilst policies like Eat Out to Help Out were highly dubious given later lockdowns, the government intervention was important for avoiding the worst of the crisis. Now, hot on the heels of the COVID pandemic, the Ukraine war caused another painful economic shock across Europe. After being low for 2 decades, inflation soared to nearly 11%, causing a real cost of living crisis for the average householder, leading to a fall in real incomes and real financial distress. The inflation was focused primarily on food and energy, which often hit low-income households much harder than the average household. Now, the impact would have been much greater without the government's relatively generous energy price cap guarantee. This cost the government an estimated £37 billion. Now, the government are correct to point out that this inflation was a global phenomenon. It was a cost-push shock from rising oil and gas prices. But it is telling that the UK were particularly sensitive to this inflation shock, with prices rising much more in the UK than other European and global economies. Now, despite this quite generous energy price guarantee, it was largely lost on the electorate because it came in amidst the chaos of the Truss's Kwarteng mini-budget. Back in the September 2022, they correctly diagnosed the UK's weak economic growth in the past 12 years. But in response, they introduced a budget totalling up to £190 billion of unfunded tax cuts, focused primarily on companies and high earners. In the words of Yes Minister, it was a very brave decision. But market...
Yeah. You know who was in favour of Liz Truss's budget? I'll give you one guess. Hey. Yeah, man. His name is Nigel. And his last name is Farizaj. Yeah. Oh, man. Let it play.
Markets were spooked by the size of the tax giveaways at a time of high inflation and rising debt. The pound fell, bond yields soared. International commentators referred to the UK's bond idiot premium index due to the reckless nature of the budget. Now, despite the market panic a few days after the budget, Kwasi Kwarteng doubled down, saying they would just cut taxes even more. It was a tone-deaf response and markets didn't like it. Homeowners acted in horror as mortgage rates soared, pension funds were at the risk of meltdown and needed bailing out by the Bank of England. And another problem was that in the middle of a cost of living crisis, it was high earners and companies who received the largest tax giveaways. In COVID, the motto had been we're all in it together, but in this budget, the reality was very different. Ironically,
yeah, but and you know what's mad here? That none of these men complained 14 years through the COVID, through the austerity, through the loss of any of the public services, yeah, through any of that shit. None of these men complained until, when was it? The racist ass riots. Yeah, racist ass riots happening up and down the UK streets. Now these men won't complain. It's not the fuck this guy done, fam. Are we like okay, cuz? Hey, but Nixie, you're mad youth still. It's like for anyone to be talking about any sort of person being brainwashed, yeah, You cannot be pointing that stick in any direction, bros. It's like literally every issue in the world leads back to the Jews. Yeah. That's an insult for you to call anyone crazy. You better leave that, man. Left that there.
Budget praised by some free market think tanks was ultimately undone by the workings of a market. The market knew it just was not sustainable. Now, the removal of trusts and the reversal of a budget saw some stability return, although mortgage rates remained elevated because inflation was proving much more stubborn than the Bank of England hoped or forecast. Now, the government went from one of the biggest tax giveaways in history to one of the largest tax rises in history. And this has been a feature of the past 14 years, a frequent flip-flopping of policy, tax rates going up, going down, going back up. Overall, the UK tax share rose to its highest level in the post-war period. Yet, despite this rise in the tax burden, public services have fallen behind because the tax rise is mainly due to very low economic growth. Tax revenues are not rising like they used to do. Now, the very recent tax cuts of the last budget are premised on unspecified spending cuts in the coming year. The government have left a, you could say, poison chalice for whoever wins the next election, and that they'll have to find all these spending cuts to balance the budget. The IMF referred to a 30 billion black hole in government finances, and in fact it may be worse if you consider the ageing population and the decline in petrol tax and tobacco tax which is due to come. Now, what about successful economic...
Yo, that's going to be mad though, like. Obviously, I think tobacco tax and petrol tax, that must be a big receipt for the government. Even though the government knows that it's been killing man for years. You know, man, not ramping to collect receipts from tobacco. But they're about to wrap that up still, and then petrol as well. You know what I mean? Oh, mate. Yeah, it's crazy still. Crazy still. Yeah, man. You know, it's magic. Yeah. You see when fucking it starts to bite, yeah, later down, and none of you ain't saved 1 penny or done anything to make a situation better for your scenario or whatever. Yeah. You just sat there going, it's their fault, this one's fault, that one's fault. Yeah, you're done at it. You know what I mean? You're finished.
Policies in this period. Well, George Osborne surprised many in 2015 with a significant uplift to the national minimum wage. The new national living wage has done much to increase pay for the lowest paid workers, such as bar staff and cleaners. These low-paid workers have seen relatively impressive real wage growth compared to many of the people in the economy. The biggest losers have actually been public sector workers like nurses, teachers and doctors who've really lost from the government's austerity, often an easy target to cut spending is to hold back on wages. You could also argue that the recent shift from national insurance to income tax could help to increase labour market participation, improve the welfare of workers and put more of a burden on well-off pensioners. Although very recently the government did kind of do a U-turn on this, promising not to tax pensioners, introducing a kind of a quadruple lock. And in fact, over the past 40 years...
Yeah, I don't think they should tax pensioners or pensions. Like you're saying, like, there's like a quarter of pensioners that don't need no help for whatever, and like they're already well off or whatever. But there's still pensioners that are living in actual poverty, in it. Like, so taxing pensioners, I don't think is a good one still. And you know, like the majority of pensioners, not all, the majority of pensioners like work their whole life or whatever, and some people just got shysted out of their pension in it because of bad trading on the thing of that 2008 crash and all that, bro. Wiped out some man's pension in it. You hear me? Cause so yeah, I'm not with the taxing pension still. They need to start taxing the people that can afford to pay fucking taxes. Like they really had plans set out by different economists on how they can collect tax revenue from the people that can actually able to afford the tax revenue, tax experts that know more than me and you and whoever else you follow or I follow or whatever, that have given the details on how they can collect tax revenue to be able to fix the public services that need repair and not have to keep taxing flipping working people any extra or even smaller businesses and that sort of stuff there any extra that's really be paying so they can plug a lot of the gaps that's missing in it. But it's okay for them, man, to keep letting these guys have the loopholes open so they can do whatever they want to do. Because these ones are the ones those guys are the ones that's funding these different party elections, right? They've got the money to be able to sponsor this one, get into that. Then obviously, they're gonna get a benefit from getting contract, like the same thing with the biggest Tory donor. He's got a massive NHS contract and other international contracts that he works on and gets through obviously having his links to what he is, isn't it? Like, so right, he might have donated that much money to Tory's flipping election campaign, but I'm sure he's earned much more than he's donated. You know what I mean? Anyway, man. Let it play. Hey, listen, get ready for Christmas, innit, man? Yeah, he said 20 minutes. Ha ha ha. Oh shit. Hey. Let it play.
In years, pensions have been one of the few areas that have been protected by government spending. The triple lock has seen pensions rise much faster than other benefits in the economy. Households out of work, especially those with more than 2 children, have seen a relative decline in their living standards. We've started to see the first rise in child poverty for many years. And this is a consequence of very strict benefit limits, which have often focused on working age families. And
you know what's funny, yeah? When Christians laugh at anyone else celebrating Christmas, like, these men actually don't know that Christmas ain't even in the fucking Bible, bro. Like, the 25th of December, following this bright star and all that sort of linking up. That's not no flipping Bible stories, cause it's a remix. You hear me? Remix. You hear me, Umifra and them man there? Yeah. The Yule, what's it? The Yule log and all them man there. Yes, it. Of course it is, man. It's been Agan. Got co-opted, man, to help spread Christianity, you know what I mean? Like, that's what man doing it. The same thing like the flipping Islam done, innit? They co-opted other people's little way of life so they can still have their way of life and practice Islam. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they're pagan.
especially those with more than 2 children. The past decade has also seen a big divide in terms of housing wealth. Those who bought a decade or so ago have seen a big rise in housing wealth because of higher house prices. But those who don't own have found it much more harder to get on the property ladder. A big rise in the amount of deposit you need, and then higher interest rates making it really hard to buy. But now the loss of social housing began many years ago, back in the early 1980s, when they were sold off and not really replaced. And this is a big problem for the UK housing market, but very little effort has been made to try to address this aspect of the economy, something that affects living standards so much. So overall, it's been a very difficult 14 years. There have been 4 major economic shocks.
Yeah, but I've been saying that for time, cause from the start, fam, that yo, if they don't or won't ever sort out being able to tax the correct people for their correct amount, then all it's going to be is the middle class are just going to keep getting squeezed off assets that obviously some rich bastards just going to be able to just give their kid like 80 bags as a deposit to just buy your house. You know what I mean? or by your business or whatever it is, that you might be falling in hard times, because you know, you fall in hard times, you can bounce back, innit? It's mad still. Yeah, it's mad still.
The great financial crisis, the global slowdown in productivity growth, COVID, and then the oil price shock related to the Ukraine war. Yet at the same time, the government have also made many policy blunders. Austerity when the economy was very weak, tax cuts when there was rising debt and high inflation, the unforced option of pursuing a hard Brexit. Now, outside these areas, the major problems of the economy like low productivity, declining participation, have seen little more than sticking plaster policies, with often a focus on other side issues elsewhere in the economy.
No, it has changed, because at one time it was like 2-3 times your wages, isn't it? For the property of house. Right now it's like fucking 10-20 times your wages for a property of house. So yeah, things have changed. Yeah. If there was enough houses, then I don't think the inflation on the housing would have went up as quickly as it did. There would have been a generation that didn't get to benefit from buying houses for one price and being lucky enough that the inflation rate covers the price of their house to a crazy price. Yeah, the interest rate was 15%, but man, your house price was worth 3 times your wages, fam. Like, I know people that said that their deposit was like £600. $600, man. Like, that's serious, man. Like, at that time, man had to save a while to get that bread, yeah. But again, one man could go to work, man's wife could stay at home, or could work part-time, and the man, they could afford a decent life, man. Right now, if your wages ain't in a certain bracket, cuz, especially in London or the southeast in general, it's serious. Yeah, man, we're nearly done though, man, yeah? Let it play.
So, giving it a grade, I would give it fairly low. Could do better. That's a generous grade, I think. But anyway, if you enjoyed this recap of Conservative policy, why not have a look at how Mrs. Thatcher did back in the 1980s? This looks at all the pros and cons of the Thatcher period.
Alright, listen, man, we're out, yeah? Say nothing, man. Merry Christmas and all that, man. You hear me? If you don't like me, suck your mum, though, innit? Let it play.
You make.
See you next time on the back here. See you next time. C-U-N-T. See you next time.